Hey guys, M2 Collector here with another figure review, and next up is the Hasbro Marvel Legends Series Deluxe Maestro Hulk figure. Now, I got this figure courtesy of Toy Maestro, Hulk Maestro, Toy Maestro, on Instagram, so make sure to follow him. I got a link in the video description below to his Instagram page. He is an action figure seller, so he gets Star Wars figures and Marvel Legends figures from time to time, so always be on the lookout for his pre-order postings in his story and his postings, as well as his in stock and or on the way postings. So a link in the video description below for Toy Maestro. But here, on to Maestro Hulk. The packaging, just like all the other deluxe packaging that we would get for any of the Hulk figures, or any of the deluxe figures for that matter, but just like Red Hulk, it's the same size packaging. Just like the Compound Hulk, it will be the same size packaging. I know you guys didn't get to see that yet, but here we are. So we have the Maestro logo there in the front. Maestro looking pretty intimidating, filling up the entire package. Just looks kind of scary in there, which is pretty cool. Here we have that side artwork of Maestro right there. It is the same that we see here on the back, which is art from an Old Man Logan comic. I think it was the newer Old Man Logan comic, so we will do a side-by-side with an Old Man Logan figure. On the back, the bio reads, "Driven insane by excessive radiation, the Maestro wields Bruce Banner's intelligence and the Hulk's strength to rule a dystopian realm of the future." So this is not like the Maestro that I think a lot of people were kind of expecting, and I think we actually got a Maestro figure for that before. And some of the old artwork you'll see where he's got like the Captain America shield and things like that. This is a different version of that Maestro, and let's face it, this was the easier version for Hasbro to release, since, you know, it's essentially the same exact body mold as, you know, this Hulk. So of course, naturally, this is the version of Maestro that we would be getting. So let's get right to it, open up the package, and take a look at it. Just wanted to show you real quick. Check out that insert in the back. You got that the artwork of Maestro kind of all in green there. You never would have noticed until you take the figure out, but that's kind of cool looking. Okay, and here is the Maestro figure out of the package, and he is a good one, but he is also just another Hulk figure, essentially. Obviously, there are some updated things to it, like the armbands, the new head sculpt, and the necklace thing that he has. But again, then it's still just another Hulk figure. So in terms of accessories, he also has a set of interchangeable hands. We have fists for Maestro. The open hands come out of the package, and then he also has the fists. So that is it for accessories. So let's just zoom in and take a look at the head sculpt and all the cool little details in the armbands and everything. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, and there is the head sculpt for the Maestro. And that is really good. I love the details into it. The hair and the beard is kind of all one piece that's kind of glued on up and around the head sculpt. Just came out looking really good. I like the shading that they put around the eyes. That is a nice touch. The teeth in there look really good. The head sculpt is just all around absolutely fantastic. I love the way it looks. The only thing is, you know, the hair blown in the wind, so you can only do like so many things instead of it just kind of being a relaxed look. But it adds some dynamic to it, I guess, so not bad. We have the necklace piece there, and that looks pretty good. It's just kind of gold piece, a little bit of sculpted detail into it. But as you can see, it goes around. I mean, you could pop off the head, and then here we have the necklace piece. And that just looks pretty good, and it's shaped to kind of fit over a certain way around his shoulders, so you can pop the head back on and kind of get it into that spot. So now let's look at like the rest of the figure. One thing that's done nicely is you can see the shading throughout his torso that helps give it kind of some definition in there. Each Hulk figure, the Red Hulk, the Green Hulk that came in the 2-pack with the first appearance Wolverine, both those Hulks also had some shading actually in the torso to kind of set it all apart. What this one does a little bit differently, it adds the shading in the muscle definition to really bring out the details. Now the San Diego Comic-Con Hulk, I actually have 2 of those, but I never opened one because I just can't bring myself to open that beautiful card back. So I don't know, I know it's a darker green, but I'm trying to think off the top of my head, and I think it has some of the similar shading throughout this, but you know, this is a darker color. I'm going to pop the Hulk head on this to see if this works for a good Hulk figure as well. Looking at the rest of it, the figure on the arms, we get a little bit of that shading, not a whole lot, but a little bit is there. And then going into the feet, we actually don't get any of it. So the feet kind of look a little plain because they're just that green plastic. brown pants, as you can see there. Looking at these armbands, there's some really cool things in here because you actually get some sculpted in battle damage. There's no shading in any of those areas, which would help get some of those details to kind of stand out and pop, I think. But it's nice that they actually added that in there. Looking on this side as well, we get some of that battle damage throughout. Like right there. That is pretty cool. They're not glued on or anything, so when you pop the hands off, chances are they're just going to fall right off because the pegs on these hands are extremely tiny, so just be aware of that. We're going to pop a fist on there. So yeah, there is the all the details of the Maestro Hulk. Now let's zoom out for his articulation. Okay, so the articulation on this guy should not come as a surprise whatsoever. The thing about it is he's really not going to be able to look down. Looking up a little bit, as you can see there, and then that chain kind of moves with it a little bit. Full rotation on that head. We got some pivot going on in there. It is on a dumbbell joint, just like the other Hulk figures. You can get the arm to go out that much, not a whole lot. You do have the butterfly joint to be able to get that arm to go back, but then it doesn't come forward at all. Be nice if it would, but that'd be an ugly ass cut going into his pec there. We have the upper bicep swivel in there. That one is very stiff. Single jointed elbow, so you only get that much bend at the elbow. The armband doesn't really get in the way. It kind of stops right at where the forearm and the bicep meet, so that's really not going to hinder that articulation. Wrist swivel, and they do hinge. We have a diaphragm joint, so he could pivot to his left that much. He could pivot to his right about that much, going back a little bit, coming forward a little bit as well. Makes him look a little hunched over. The diaphragm joint, you can't really get any swivel in there, but we do have an actual waist swivel. Legs go out that far apart. He can kick forward that much, like so. Upper thigh cut, got a double jointed knee, like so. No calf swivel. Foot hinges all the way down. We get a little bit of hinge up, ankle pivot, and peg holes at the bottom of the feet. So just the same articulation that we've seen with the other Hulk figures. And speaking of the other Hulk figures, let's get those bad boys side by side. Okay, so Hasbro is really getting their money's worth on this because we actually have 1, 2 gray Hulk, red Hulk, San Diego Comic-Con Hulk. That is now 5 Hulk figures using this body. And then this summer, right, or fall, depending on when the figure actually releases from Walmart, the Walmart exclusive Compound Hulk that I exclusively revealed will make a 6th figure using this body. When this Hulk figure came out and the San Diego Comic-Con kind of at the same time, depending on when you would have gotten this one, we assumed Red Hulk would probably be coming, but I don't think we knew that we'd end up with 6 figures all using the same body mold. Now, this is to be expected. This is what Hasbro does. It makes sense when we're making different characters all together, or different versions. I mean, that's still Bruce Banner, but it's an alternate future version. You know, we get Thunderbolt Ross, you know, and the Red Hulk, you know, that makes for a completely different character. But then we also get, you know, the Gray Hulk, which is still, you know, Bruce Banner. But lots of different Hulks. I mean, I don't know that we would have expected 6 figures in total, but we definitely expected more to come. But you guys let me know down in the comments below, what do you think? Will we get a Scar figure or other Hulk type characters using this body mold? You let me know down in the comments below. Okay, so Maestro next to Red Hulk. One thing I wish that these other Hulk figures would get that this Red Hulk figure got, and the Gray Hulk actually got this as well, is the painted fingernails and toenails. The 2-pack Hulk didn't get that. The Maestro doesn't get that, and I don't know if the San Diego Comic-Con one does or not, since I don't have that one out of package, and it's hanging up on my wall in a different room. But I wish they would have done that for these other Hulk figures. It's a minor thing, but it really helps set things apart and shows a little bit of effort, you know, adding in some paint in some areas. I wish they would have done it. Come on, Hasbro, next time you give us another Hulk figure, which we know you're going to do, give us some painted fingernails and toes. And to round it off, of course, here is the Gray Hulk with the Maestro Bruce Banner Maestro Hulk. Okay, so I popped the Green Hulk head onto the Maestro body, and the greens aren't quite a match. Now, you can kind of fudge it a little bit or do some little bit of paint, but if that's something that you want to do with some brown pants instead of purple pants, that is an option. You can just kind of fudge it, maybe do some post-production edits or something like that, but it kind of works. Okay, and for the side-by-side comparison, the final one, here we have Maestro next to Old Man Logan. Since this version of Maestro was from the Old Man Logan comics, there we have the two, and you can see he is just absolutely towering on him. The size difference is ridiculous. Okay, and there is my review of the Maestro Hulk. Again, big shout out and thank you to Toy Maestro over on Instagram for hooking me up with this Maestro Hulk so I can review for you guys. So always be on the lookout for his sales posts, for his pre-order posts. He always has good deals, and he seems to get the figures in pretty damn quick. So hit him up on Instagram, link in the video description below. Here we have the Maestro Hulk. I think it's a great figure. Yes, it's simply just a reuse of the same Hulk figure that we keep getting over and over again. It is a new character, new version anyway, so I don't mind when they do this sort of thing and we get a new version of a character or a new character altogether. It makes sense. It's a great body mold. Why not use it? At some point, it's going to be a little too damn much if we keep getting like Bruce Banner Hulk after Bruce Banner Hulk after Bruce Banner Hulk, but for what these figures are that we're getting, it seems to make sense. The Compound Hulk being a Walmart exclusive, it's an exclusive. That's kind of those figures what they should be, right? Maybe it's not something that everybody's going to want. Well, some people will want. So, you know, and that makes sense. But this deluxe release, I think, is going to be considered like a fan channel release. You probably won't find it in stores. GameStop probably, Best Buy maybe, I think online. In terms of stores, you know, local comic shops, that type of thing. But I don't expect Target or Walmart to be getting this Maestro Hulk. So always be on the lookout. Toy Maestro, I'm sure he'll be getting another shipment in at some point. So be on the lookout. You guys let me know down in the comments below what you think of this Maestro Hulk figure. Are you passing? Are you grabbing? Let me know in the comments below. If you guys liked the video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. And as always, thank you for watching.